Hello everyone and welcome to our 100th video. Now, we've been planning on releasing this video here for a very long time, well before even our 100th subscriber, which was the second milestone that we were planning on releasing this video. However, we just got so busy that it never ended up getting done. So here we are, finally, for our 100th video milestone. We are going to show you behind the scenes at GSBS. Now, keep in mind, a lot of this footage was recorded quite a while back, but it still shows how we go about the creation of our videos and gives you a little bit more in-depth knowledge of what actual work goes into this. So without further ado, here is how we bring about our creations for all of you out there. So the very first thing that I do is I think of an idea, or somebody has a suggestion or comment or a topic that they would like to know more about. And of course we go into the game, and I like to try and test out everything before I start making a video. So I'll go in there and do that, and I'll get back to you once that is done. So now that I've recorded a video, usually it shows up like this, the name of the game, the date, some other random information, and then I rename it to whatever the video's about. Usually this isn't the final name. I try and get the final name before we get to the final step. So, whoops, that's not what I want to do. So once we have all of that set up, I create a new folder. Makes it easier to transfer things around. Most likely it's going to be the exact same name as the video that I just recorded. Then I create these other folders here. This is just for backup purposes. Put in the original, and then we extract the audio. Now to record, the reason I can do this here, first I'll show you this step. So the first track is always going to be the game in my setup, and the second track will be the voice. So I just name it like that, makes it easier when I'm editing. So I'm just going to show you this quickly here. This is the program that I record with. Now it's not free, so we did have to pay for this, but I find it works really well. I used to work with audio for about 9 years of my life, and that is why I like to use this program. So I can go in here and I can set up the first track to my speakers, which is the game audio, and the second track for the microphone, which would be my voice. Now we just got this installed yesterday. As you can see, it's quite a difference. So yeah, it's not as fast as I would like it to be just yet, but obviously this isn't going to be as fast while recording, but that's okay. This benchmark here I don't think really matters. They all record the same, like without the benchmark rate speeds. And then I got my hotkey set up. I used Legrith lossless codec. I used to record at 29.97 for the frames per second, and I record at 1280 by 720. I would really like to record it natively at 1920 by 1080, but my current setup just can't do it. I think it's my processor, but this is half the battle right here. I gotta transfer Windows 10 over to this. Oh cool, I can even set my own. It'd be like 1000. No, it's not that. Oh my god, I did it. Oops. We'll set that back to that. I did not know you could do that. Alright, so yeah, so I record at these settings and then we convert up to 1920 by 1080. It does result in some a little bit of lower quality. I noticed I did record a tiny little bit at native 1920 by 1080, but it suffices for now. That's about that. I don't use screen capture, I got Steam, doesn't matter. That's the recording setup. And so once I have these tracks separated from the video there, then I go ahead and convert it. Now the order of this step doesn't really matter too much. I could have converted it before I did that, but I usually do either or. I use FreeMake Video Converter. I wasn't going to say the names of the programs that we use, but for sake of completionness, if I can say the words right, I figured I would let you know which programs that we use. So I rename it before I put it into the converter, because that way the output file is the same name. It makes it easier to do things, other than being redundant and renaming both of them. That just sounds, well, I've done it before. So might as well save a step, rename it first. So here I'm just showing you that we convert up to 1080p, and it goes in this folder here. Actually, I think it's slower doing it this way, so I gotta put it back to the other folder. Because I would hit convert, but I'm not gonna do it since we already did. And then we go and find that file, new converts, grab that, put it in here, and it's nice and neat and organized. Now this part used to be the longest part, and I'll show you why in just a second. And here is usually the longest part of this whole process. Now because I did audio for about 9 years, I try and be a perfectionist. But that's just me. So now that I've got my audio separated, I load it up into the audio editing program. Now most people probably use like Audition or something like that. I like to use this dinosaur program that I will not be mentioning the name of. I won't be able to edit the voice for this audio as I'm recording with Open Broadcaster, and it just splices everything together, so hopefully it is good. So now when I put everything into here, the game, usually I have it default at -10 decibels, just because it's usually really loud, and I speak really softly, unfortunately, but whatever. So then I amplify my voice by 5 decibels, and I don't actually do it in the recording because it creates audio artifacts or undesirable sound. It just makes it not very good quality. I find when I put it here, it has a better overall quality. And so then I never really ever need to edit the game audio unless it's like when I'm running the auger on 7 Days to Die. So usually I go in here. So the first thing I do is I listen to see if my computer fan is in the audio. And I also hit the mic there. But yeah, I can definitely hear it. So I go into here, I find a nice clear spot. I go into noise reduction. I've got hotkeys set up for all this in case you're wondering. And get the profile. Now this is really bad. If you're using this program, you want the green to be as close to the yellow as possible. Otherwise it makes your voice sound like you're talking in a tube. So to remedy that, you just highlight less. Then I click R for my noise reduction. Get my profile, still too much, hit cancel. And I try and pick a nice consistent noise. If I go in the very beginning, I find it doesn't do a very good job. Normally I would say this is fine, but I'm a perfectionist, so just a tiny bit less. That looks good. I hit close, that'll save the noise profile. Play it a couple of times, usually I do that before. It sounds like exactly what I want to get rid of. Highlight the whole thing. See, it saved my noise profile. Click OK. Wait about 10 years, and yeah, I'll get back to you when this is done. Sorry, I was falling asleep there. Okay, now that that is finished, I zoom in and I look at where the fan is the most predominant. You know, all the gaps when I'm speaking happens quite often. And then I go over here. I'm looking for flutters. If it's fluttering, it didn't do it correctly and I'll have to redo the process. Another thing, in the beginning, there will be, if it didn't do it correctly, there will be a spike. I don't know why this program has issues sometimes. So it'll just be a spike and it's really loud, it'll make your ears bleed. If I see that, usually I'll redo the noise reduction. So this noise reduction looks like it's good. I can just silence it. Now I don't delete it because I try and keep the audio the same length as the video. That's very important when it comes to the final editing stage. So now that we've got the noise reduced, the fan is for the most part no longer there. It did degrade the audio a little bit, but it's not too noticeable and I think it's a bit better than leaving the fan in there. Now I used to do a whole bunch of extra steps here, but I find that it just degrades the audio too much and it's a lot of extra work for nothing, in my opinion. So what I do at this point, I pretty much just listen to it. I already know that I'm going to be silencing this, but I look for other things in the audio and I'll point them out as we come across them. Hello everyone. This video is, I think, the last video. So there's one right there. For whatever reason, breathing sounds just really bug me in my audio, so I remove those. Well, or at least I try to. Video. So I just silence them. I don't know, lately I haven't really been doing it that much, but if it's really predominant, I will. For physics. That is, until they change things again. And I just silenced little tiny pieces there, even though I couldn't hear it. I don't know, it just makes for cleaner audio, really, because this is going to be amplified 5 times. So if I really wanted to hear what it would sound like for real, I would play it here and then go in and edit. So I just wanted to quickly go over these pole blocks before we get started here, and that is because they have different stats between all of them as well. And I actually didn't know that there was this many pole blocks. So I'm not going to bore you with listening to only the audio. So I'll try and get through this. I'm going to show you some other things that I look for as well. Pole blocks. So max. Try and go through this quickly. Here's one sound. Did you hear that? I think it's because of our fridge or something. I don't quite know what it is. It could be the headphones and my hair. Like there's all sorts of things that cause these sounds, and they're really annoying. They used to happen in the middle of words too. I had to go in here and it would be like right there. So I'd have to go here, carefully select this, copy it, and do that, just to get rid of that sound. Mass. So it's a really frustrating sound, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. So then I just continue going along like this for the entire audio track. So I figured with everybody. And that's another sound that I don't like that much. All the clicking. I think it takes away from the effect of the video. So I try and get rid of those. You know, I just try and make it sound nice, so that way it's a good edit and I don't have to ever redo it later. Hopefully, that's the point. So then I just continue trucking along there and doing that for the rest of the audio, and I will get back to you when this is all done. See, I'll be silencing most of that. There'll be some pieces in there, and yeah, here's another of those click sounds, I think. But nope, that was just me saying but. Yeah, they're not as many nowadays, which is good. I think I fixed it for the most part. There's a loud one. There's been some really, really loud ones that are like this big, bigger than my words. It was absolutely ridiculous. It was making me tear my hair out, but it is what it is. So yeah, I will get back to you when I am done with this. What is this? So yeah, and some of those click sounds are my mouth too. It's unavoidable. I try to have good phonetics. But yeah, that is the audio. Alright, we shall see you on the next step. So, I finally finished the audio, and I saved it down as a single file for both the game and the voice recording. That just makes it easier for us to work with. One thing I forgot to mention with the converting is another reason we convert it is it makes the file size much smaller. Like 384 megabytes here for that converted file there. And let me show you the original. Yeah, 10.8 gigabytes for 15 minutes. So that's another reason why we convert it. So then, usually we transfer these files over to the laptop, and that is so that we can work on more videos while that is converting, or saving down. So, let's go over to Sitsa, and she will show you the rest of the process.
Alright, so hello everybody, this is Sitsa. I usually have G edit videos when I'm not at work. And it's funny because my job, I work with a headset, but I never really record. So first of all, what you see right now is just a picture. So I made this picture in Photoskip. That's a really old program. And yeah, so this is a picture. We usually extend this for like 10 seconds as for the ending video. For the ending video, usually we have two little boxes here. And one of them is going to be the coming soon on the right side, and on the left side is just other videos what you guys might like. So I have a little clip, a 10-second clip, that I want to use for the left side. So I am going to go and attach this here. A couple seconds until it loads up. Now you can see this size is huge for that, so we obviously have to make it smaller. Alright, like that. See? Perfect. I might even make it a little bit bigger here. There you go. That sounds about right. And then, now, the fun part comes. We have to put some text. So one of them is going to be stating, coming soon, fall damage explained. And on the other side, it's going to say, physics revisited 1. So because I have this one already here, I'm gonna drag in the fall damage one. I got this border for it, and we're gonna drag it exactly here. Now I'm gonna extend it. Perfect. So once again, this is huge obviously, so I am going to make it smaller. Usually I use the video here to make it exact size, so I don't have to worry about it too much. So you see that over there, it should be exact. Make it a little bit bigger. Make over here too. There we go. So because this time we don't want to show you guys the fall damage explained. We don't want to have a spoiler alert here. I'm just gonna put text there for now. Okay, now usually I go to common and I use the metal one. I don't know why, it's just the thing I always been doing. So for now I'm gonna start with the left side. So usually I just pop it up here and this will pop up right away. Usually it's around 50 what we want to use for the font size. It's just ordinary. Yes, it will actually work pretty well here. Okay, that's our favorite text to use. So let me type it in for you quickly. Okay, so right now you see that you can barely see the text. So what I usually do is I go customize and I just change everything. You can see with that video usually I would use like a more popping color. I don't know, let's go red because it fits this, and I don't know, yellow. Let's see, that would work. So now obviously it's still not done, so I'm gonna change the effect for this one, and then I'll close. Oh, actually change it this way. See, more fiery, looks cool, I think. I don't know. So I close this, and then we're gonna put some borders. You know, it looks funny this way. And then I only usually use one color for the border, like black for example. I'm gonna blur it out. Size, I know right now you can't even see anything about it. I'll go back here. There we go, much better. Shadow, or maybe just a little bit, not too much. Usually I use black for that too. And I don't want any background for that. And also sometimes we use animations. I don't really usually like it, but G likes them, so I usually try to put it, but I don't know. No. Let's put this one. So yeah, there's that one. That one is pretty much done. So for example, if I play that for a second, see, it's gonna pop up no problem since it looks good here. So that's pretty much it for the rest of the text. So after that, we usually have a save down for the intro and the logo and the intro beat. So we'll open that. So then you can see that I already opened it. So now I'm gonna put in the actual video. I'm gonna drag it over here. So now that's done. Also I'm gonna drag in the volume. Alright, you can see that now that's clearly. Okay, so now we have some things we have to do. First of all, we have to mute the video here. The second thing, we have some notes from G what we have to do. So the first thing I have to do, I have to go to 936 and make a cut. So I'm gonna make it smaller so it's easier to move around with it. There you go. That is 930. See, there you go. So 936. There you go, 936 12. So we have to go a little bit. There we go. So now I'm gonna select the other line as well, so that way I can cut both at the same time. And then we need to cut all the way until 56. So like here, so 55. We're gonna go a little bit. A little clickings. Oh, there we go. 56.4. There we go. And then cut. And yeah, this little one has to be deleted. I don't know, I just saw it like that sometimes. So delete, and you see that this one jumped all the way there. So I'll just drag it there. Now, so it doesn't look weird, we have to do a transition. So we have some transitions here. For example, there's a one called flash. Let's look at it quickly. I think it looks great. So I'm gonna put it in front of the cut. Now you can see it's so tiny, so I'm gonna actually zoom in so I can see it way better. Whoa, that's a bit big. And now I'm gonna be double clicking it. And instead of 2 seconds, we're gonna do 0 over there, 0, and then 1, 0. And then okay. And now you can see that it's going to be a little bit off. I'm gonna drag this one to the separate track where the transition starts, so it will put it together. And now we're gonna go and double check it in a second here quickly. Oops, that's too far.
So if you've been following along with these tutorials,
alright, you probably heard him there. Now we're gonna go to the next scene. We have to go 13:15. So quickly we're gonna go to 13:15. 11. I'm gonna make this a bit smaller here. 11. Oops, it's right here. There we go. Took a while there. So I'm at 13:19. So let's go here. 13:15. There we go. So we have to go to 22. Alright. 22. Here we go. There we go. Now we select it and cut. It's the same idea as earlier. So we have to go all the way to 13:34. So 13, so it should be here. 33, there we go. So 34.10. There we go. So we're gonna have the cut this part and delete. So once again we're gonna go drag this here, and we have to do another transition so it doesn't look weird. Let's see quickly. I haven't seen this one. Maybe I've seen this one. There we go. I put it in front of it, and then we have to make sure it's once again 0, 0. Oops, and then 1, 0. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna zoom in, and we're gonna drag it to the other track here. Okay, and then now that we're done with the video, we have to make sure that the logo is extended all the way to the end. Oops, that went a bit too far. Usually I drag this up a bit so I can see more. Wow. I'm gonna make it smaller here. So there you can see the logo is right here. So I'm gonna drag it all the way to the end. This scene is getting edited out. So now that we have the video done and we got everything else done, we got our intro beat, we got our intro, we got our logo, and also we get the voice for the video. Now we have to put the ending there. So there we go, we get dragged it in here, and we have to do a transition before the ending. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna do quickly go to transitions. Okay, there's a transition called swap. We'll use that. We'll double check the work.
material. So, thank you for watching. I hope that helped you out. If it did, press that like button, or even if you liked the video, and subscribe for more awesome tutorials daily. Bye bye.
Okay, and we saw that it was perfect. So I am going to go back to the ending because it put us back to the beginning, and I'm gonna select everything else right there and cut it out. Okay, those have to be deleted, and yeah, that's about it. And then now we're going to export it down with our settings here. There we go. And we usually put up the resolutions and everything else. That is the settings we use. And we also have to put this one up too. And there we go. And see, this is a huge file. 40 minutes, and yeah, thank you.
So that's pretty much everything that we do to create these videos here. We tried to keep it short. A lot of it was cut down, and a lot of the audio was not as good as I was hoping it would be, but that's the workflow that we put into this. Thank you very much for watching this. I love everybody that views this video and all our subscribers, and I appreciate everything that you've given us by just watching our videos. And I hope to see you in the next one. So thank you for watching. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more awesome videos daily. Bye bye.